Hey guys, I'm Kat, and welcome to another entry segment of Ghostly Experiences with Kat, Part 3. This is basically when we spend a couple of minutes together of me telling you experiences that I've had in my life with the paranormal and the supernatural. So for experience number 1, this actually happened last night, and the date currently is December 28th. I know when you're watching this, it's not going to be December 28th because it's Monday and you're going to be watching this on Friday. But it happened last night, and I was in the garage with my on the phone talking to my boyfriend, and we were talking about random stuff, and I heard movement in the corner, and I told him, and I said I think it was just the heater clicking on, because it sounded like somebody was moving around in there, and I was the only one in there, everybody was in bed. And then we started talking some more, and then I said it wasn't that big of a deal, it was just creepy, and then next thing I know, he's talking to me, okay, and he's in the middle of a sentence, he keeps talking, and I hear a very loud, very audible hello in the garage, and it was loud enough to where it kind of echoed, and it was loud enough to speak over my boyfriend, so I knew it wasn't my boyfriend who said it, and it creeped me out, and I got up and I looked around, and there was nobody in there with me, but I kept hearing this scratching, like tapping noise on the garage door, so I decided to go through the house and go to the front of the house to see if there was anything in front of the garage door, and there wasn't. And I went back in the garage, and I started to get uncomfortable and creeped out. Like that feeling that you get when you know you're not alone in a room anymore, but you can't see who's there. That's exactly what happened to me. And I told my boyfriend that I heard somebody say hello, and he told me to go back inside, and part of me wanted to sit in there and see what happened, but another part of me was like, don't aggravate whatever is in there. That I've had is actually more of a dream experience. I'm one of those people that believes that spirits can come to you in your dreams. And a couple of years ago, my best friend's grandma was dying, and it was really bad, and we were all staying in the same tiny apartment, but that night, we all just decided to go home and sleep, because we'd all been awake for so long, so we all went home and went to sleep, and I went in my room, and I ended up passing out right when I lay down, and I ended up having this really strange dream. Things were warped, it was weird, and I remember seeing this older woman coming towards me, but I didn't know who it was until she came right up to me. I realized it was my best friend's grandma, and she was telling me in a very quiet voice that she was glad that my best friend met me, that I need to be there for her, that I need to be there for the family, and that she was sorry that she had to say goodbye so soon. And just stuff like that, and stuff that was really sad, and made me feel like I was never gonna see her again. There was just, I don't know how to explain it, but it made me feel like I knew I was never gonna see her again. And then she walked away and faded away, and I started to feel this weird nauseous feeling in my stomach in my dream, and it woke me up, and I ended up feeling this nauseous feeling in the real world outside of my dream, and I started to get this weird feeling all over my body, like it wasn't a dream, like it was like a message, like she actually came to me. And 10 minutes after that, I got a phone call from my best friend telling me to come down to her house because her grandma had just passed away. And when I got there, I told her that it's probably a bad time to tell you this, but I had a dream that your grandmother came to me to say goodbye, and then you called me and told me that she passed away. And she told me that that was creepy because she had a dream that was similar to that. And I just remember feeling both amazed because I believe that spirits can come to you, but feeling also sad because that was because she died, and it was sad and she was gone, but also relieved because I got to say goodbye to her. It wasn't in the conventional physical way, but I got to say goodbye to her in some way, in some form, and it was nice to see her happy and to see her smiling and moving, because near the end of it she couldn't talk, she couldn't eat, she couldn't hear, she couldn't feel, she couldn't open her eyes. So it was a really sad couple of days. So we were all kind of of course sad that she was gone, but relieved because she wasn't in that position anymore. And I just remember feeling relieved, and like I had this glow around me, like I was safe, and it was nice to have her come to me in my dream so I could say goodbye to her, because there was no way I would be able to if not. And as I said before, I'm one of those people that does believe that spirits can come to you in your sleep and speak to you in your dreams. And for my third experience, this actually happened not too long after seeing the creature peek out from my doorway that I told you about. This is actually a story that I've never told anybody before, but it happened not too long after the creature that I told you about that peeked around my doorway. And I went upstairs to look for my mom, and I looked in her room, and it was completely black, but I saw something like sitting on her bed, so I thought it was just her sitting there getting ready to go to sleep. So I didn't want to bother her, so I decided not to. I started to walk down the stairs, and I heard my mother laugh, and I didn't understand because I just saw her sitting there, and I realized she was laughing from my dad's room across from her room. And I went back, and I could still see somebody sitting on her bed. So I got creeped out, and I froze, and I was like, there's somebody in your room. So for a second I thought it was my sister. So I said her name, and there was no response. And so I walked in a little bit, and then I turned on the light, and it was completely gone. And I remember I went in, and I tried to form the blankets and the pillows like somebody who was sitting on the bed, and then I turned off the lights, and you could see the difference. You could tell the difference between the lumpy thing that I made and the thing that I actually saw there, because it looked like the formation of the thing that I saw in my room peeking around the corner staring at me. And I wanted to go and tell my mom and be like, I just saw something in your room. I don't know what it was, but it was a completely dark figure, and it looked like it was just sitting on your bed, and I thought it was you. But then I realized that, one, that probably is going to sound crazy to her, and two, that might scare the shit out of her, and she's probably not going to want to go in there, and three, maybe I didn't really see it, and they're going to think that I'm just being mean and trying to scare her. I don't know, but I remember what I saw. I remember the cold feeling that came over my body when I realized it wasn't her, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my god, I've seen this creature before in my room, and now it's in her room. Ever since then, her room has creeped me out, and I'd always been worried, like, I couldn't sleep with the lights off in her room. I had never been able to do that because her room always creeped me out, but this just made it 5 times worse. I was like, I'm going to turn off the light, and then I'm going to see that creature again, and seeing this formation became an occurrence for both me and my sister, because my sister ended up seeing it too, so I knew it wasn't just me being crazy seeing this black formation shadow person, because it became an occurrence for the both of us. But that is actually a story that I've never told anybody, and I was thinking about last night the stories that I could tell along with the one in the garage, to you guys, and then I remembered this one because my mom was laying next to me, and I looked at her, and then I remembered this one, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that would work really well because it's creepy. And my other ones aren't exactly, but so there you have it, 3 more of my ghostly experiences, and I hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I will be more than happy to tell you more of my experiences, because as I have said before, I have many, many more that I would love to share with you, and also, please subscribe, because I am super fun, and I make videos every Wednesday and Friday, so subscribe, and share with your family and friends, because you never know, they may enjoy creepy ghost stories as well. Also, feel free to comment below and tell me your stories, your experiences, or the way that my stories make you feel. I would be more than happy, and I would absolutely love to read about your stories, because that would be just freaking amazing. And also, I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night, even though it may be creepy, and thank you so much for joining me in this video. And this is Kat signing off.